Okay. We did it. The end of the year. We made it. How you feeling?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Can I sleep in a pod for a year?
Oh. Hello. Welcome to Simple and Clean Pod. I'm Mayana Baron.
I'm Misha Stanton.
And we talk about things. We talk about Kingdom Hearts things.
Yeah, we do.
If you didn't know that by now, maybe you've been sleeping in a pod for a year.
Yeah, where you been?
Yeah, where you been?
Maybe a witch messed with your memories.
Oh my God. I know I've been hyping this up pretty much the entire time we've been making this show. I am so excited to talk about Naminé.
Let's go. I'm excited to hear you talk about Naminé.
God.
You have been hyping it up
I know.
entire time. You have called this character one of the 8 characters that makes up your personality.
Yes, it's true. I think part of that is to do with the fact that Chain of Memories came out when I was 13?
Yeah.
And I was sketchbook kid.
Yeah.
I was she. She was I. I cosplayed as Naminé very poorly when I was 12. I just got a white tank top and a white skirt, and that was it.
That's all you need.
No, but it's a dress. It's a very specific dress.
It's Kingdom Hearts bound.
I'm Kingdom Hearts bounding. But yeah, Naminé is for a character who is frankly not in that many of the games and is not playable and is not even really part of the main cast and never gets a Keyblade. She means everything to me.
Yeah, okay. So what is it about Naminé that you feel so... I imagine we're going to spend this episode finding out.
Yeah. I think we're gonna do a deep dive into just me psychologically as a person, I think. But she resonates so much with me because I think at the time in my life I did spend a couple years in online school. So I was not in traditional schooling for sophomore into senior year of high school.
A thing that would have taken a lot more explaining before a global pandemic forced an entire generation of kids to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah,
for
so
sure.
basically, my family moved to Florida because we were a Disney family, and my dad's job allowed us to kind of pick where we wanted to live at that point. And so we wanted to move to Florida because we wanted to be near Disney World. There were probably other considerations, but I do think that was a really big part of it. I'm not lying to you.
Sure.
And
you wouldn't be the only ones.
But when we moved down there, the schools were different. And so I was in a magnet school with 3,000 kids. And I just really struggled that year. And so about halfway through that year, my parents took me out of school. And one of the interesting things in Florida is they have a very robust online schooling, state-funded thing.
Oh, cool.
And so, yeah, it was really neat because I was doing phys ed or some other extracurriculars on there. So I went fully online. And for a year and a half, I was just away from society, basically.
Yeah.
I didn't want any part of it.
Yeah, I also spent a year and some change out of my normal school system.
Oh wow, okay.
So I know that vibe.
Yeah.
Maybe some listeners out there do too.
Yeah,
it's not as uncommon as you might think.
No, and I think that I really enjoyed the solitude, but I think especially towards the end I was kind of getting lost in the where am I? What is life? Where are the people? What am I supposed to do? And so then I went back into the traditional schooling system for my senior year. But I think that during that time in my life, one, I was playing a lot of video games. I was reading a lot of manga. I was very in my passions in a very uncomplicated way. Weirdly, one thing is I was not really into internet anything.
Oh.
Yeah. My experience of media or just my life in general is very singular. I would watch a YouTube video and I would absorb it and I wouldn't say anything to anybody about it.
Anybody about it at all?
Wouldn't talk to anybody about it at all. I wrote a little bit of fan fiction and I would post it, but I wouldn't really read comments. I was just a very, I guess you could say, antisocial person in that way. Not that I didn't want to connect with people, but I just didn't see that as a necessity in my life.
That's so wild as someone who met you a few years ago. That's but also explains a lot of things.
Yeah, doesn't it? So I think that Naminé as a character has always spoken to me just in the pure isolationist aspects, I think.
Yeah, you spent a couple of years as Naminé.
Yeah, I was. I didn't mean for and I was not being held against my will. I was not being manipulated by people in black coats. I really on a spiritual level, that first reveal of her in Chain of Memories, of her in the room with her little sketchbook and the little plushie in a cage, I was just like, I identified with that more strongly than most things. Yeah. It really, really spoke to me. And then the journey she goes on and the type of character that she is, it's just, I don't know. I think it really, really on a DNA level, I'm like, she and I are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. But what are your thoughts on Naminé as a character?
I think Naminé is so fascinating as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. I love her role in the plot, that she...
Mage coded, for sure.
Absolutely mage coded, absolutely glass cannon coded.
100%.
We talked about this before, I think, but like, Naminé is presented as very frail.
She is very, yes.
I spent a lot of time as a frail kid who couldn't go outdoors. So I also vibe with Naminé a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I connected more strongly with her initially than Kairi, because she was the female presence in the game I started with.
And you spend more time with her through the story than you even do in Kingdom Hearts 1 with Kairi. Like, Naminé is a very ever-present... And I wonder if there was a response, like I not a literal response maybe, but like almost an emotional response. It feels like of like, here's this female character who, yes, is in a like damsel coded position, but you're going to spend a lot of time with her.
Yeah.
And you're going to identify with her and you're going to hear what she has to say. And you're going to see scenes of her separate from the protagonist. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
she takes on that, like, you know, she's an antagonist against her will. She has a little bit of that rage in Chain of Memories, just for that brief moment.
Absolutely.
I don't know. She reminds me of like maybe it's the playroom vibes too.
That
like
too.
Her how she sort of has like toys and drawings all over her walls and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, she reminds me of like a stuffed animal tossed into the corner and forgotten. In that, you know, from her very creation, because she is the nobodiest nobody. She's a nobody made from the process that traditionally made someone else's, from someone who can't fall to darkness. So she never really should have existed in the first place, and somehow she did.
So actually, I know exactly how this happened. Do you want to know the weird way Naminé is born?
I'm wondering, I just desperately do. I'm wondering if I want to know it now or if I want to know it in line as we go through her thing.
Okay, all right.
I think I kind of want to save it.
Okay, we'll save it. It's really interesting. And I was like, is this a theory? And it's like, no, this is in the secret reports.
All right.
Yeah, so it was, shout out to our bonus channel name as well.
But listen, there's a reason that, like, we named the thing that we put behind our little paywall after the thing that you really have to dig into the menus to find out all the lore about.
Yeah, so Naminé actually appears in very few of the games. She appears in Chain of Memories. She appears in Kingdom Hearts 2. She appears in cutscenes in 358/2 days.
Okay.
And encoded.
Right. Oh, because they spend a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 trying to figure out how to revive her.
Yeah, so she gets a scene at the end.
Yeah, but that's why she feels like she was in more, because like I did spend a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 worrying about her.
Yes, it was concerning. And she also appears briefly in like Dream Drop Distance and Blank Points.
Okay.
So like, but overall, the crux of Naminé's character arc happens in Chain of Memories and 2.
Oh, the 2 games I've played the most.
Yeah.
So that's why I like her
So maybe
a lot,
that's
too.
probably a big part of it. Yeah. Like, before we get into it too, what do you think of Naminé's design?
It's wispy in the same way that like other nobodies are wispy. It's frail and makes you concerned for her.
Yes.
It's spot on, I guess. It's you know what it reminds me of, actually? Have you ever seen the DC animated movie Flashpoint?
No, I've heard of it though.
Okay. I'm not a comics person. I just like superheroes.
Yeah.
So it's about an alternate universe where a bunch of things are different. One of the things that's different is that the government found Superman's rocket ship as a baby, and they kind of keep him in like a cell for the whole time.
Ooh.
And eventually the Flash goes in to find him, and he's like in like a pale white version of the Superman suit, and he's never seen the sun because they knew that the sun would give him powers. And so like part of the story like brings him out into the sun for the first time. But before that, he's really weak because he's never seen the sun before.
Oh.
And the design comparison where it's like pale and waifish.
Yeah.
Is like a real parallel for me.
Oh, she's so ethereal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something about that really makes her seem like I mean, it puts you in her mindset of isolation, like you were talking about. You see her a lot too, like through a window on a second story looking out, much like a Disney princess, perhaps, where like she's always sort of like yearning to break free from this one room.
Yeah. And like she can't, and she also doesn't know how.
Yeah.
But she's also this incredibly like powerful, like in terms of her abilities, like super powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the more powerful of the humanoid nobodies.
Yeah.
So like I said, she might be the nobodiest nobody.
She absolutely is. So she, you know, we see her in Chain of Memories, and she's in this room by herself, and she is drawing these drawings. So question for you.
Okay.
Do you think the drawings are literally the thing that's allowing her to change the memories, or do you think the drawings are just drawings that she's doing?
Good question. I think the sketch pad is like a focus.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's not literally the drawings make the thing, but the drawings are the conduit by which she's able to cast magic.
Yeah, like doing the drawing allows her to focus on the memory that she's manipulating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. And we talked about this a little bit in the Chain of Memories episode, I think, but let's talk about it again here. Is Naminé's art good?
No.
Oh, it's so quick with the answer.
She's young. She's got to like
she's
take some
literally
classes.
like 3 weeks old.
Yeah, she needs to take some character study.
Perspective.
Yeah.
I do think, though, it speaks to the yearning of a child, right? For like this world beyond yourself. I'll
also say this. I was a chronic doodler in my notebooks.
Oh, same.
My drawings were also bad. But they did allow me to like process things in a way that like I needed to. Sometimes, and maybe we should talk about this too in regards to Naminé.
Let's talk about it.
The catharsis of the physical act of writing or drawing.
Yes.
Like the feeling feelings to mechanical movement of a pen in your hand pipeline.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's good for the brain.
It is. Like writing your notes out more than once helps solidify them in your brain. You know, like some therapies I've heard of also are just like, just take a piece. If you're feeling some feelings, like take a blank piece of paper and scribble on it as you feel.
Yeah.
That like, it doesn't even have to be good. It can just be a scribble, but like it helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, would you also make the argument that those drawings of Naminé's, those are not the drawings of somebody who can't feel feelings?
No, not at all.
Those are the drawings of deep yearning, I would say.
There is a lot of emotion in these simplistic drawings.
Absolutely. And the colors, especially.
Drawings of... There's one drawing in particular that comes to mind, honestly. It's like a drawing of Naminé's, but it's clearly a picture of Sora diving to the dive to the heart, which is like a vision that he had.
It's the one in Kingdom Hearts 2 opening.
Yeah.
It's him sleeping.
It's like him sleeping, but it's from that point.
It's so impressionist.
But it really captures the emotion on Sora's face in that moment.
The serenity.
Even though it's only a couple of lines. So she's just prioritizing different things with these drawings.
Yeah, 100%. I identify so strongly with the doodle kid. I was definitely the girl who people like, can you draw me? Like, I did feel on some level like this difficulty to connect with people, or like I could connect with very specific people, but I think that there was something about that everybody else kind of understood a way to be that I did not understand. I know, Misha. I know. I know. But I think like one of the things also at that time in my life where I was very much in my Naminé era, I was also connecting with people because I liked Kingdom Hearts, because that was a game that a lot of kids played. And so like when I moved to Michigan and I was trying to make friends, we had to do this assignment where we like wrote little essays about stuff we like. And one of them was this kid who I had not met yet, and he wrote about how he liked Kingdom Hearts.
Hell yeah.
And so then I was like, I like Kingdom Hearts. And then we became friends, and then we dated for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, he was like my first little boyfriend.
Cute.
I know. And it's so funny. He reached out to me recently on LinkedIn. He was like, I don't know if you remember me, but I saw you were working on Dispatch.
You should tell him we're making a Kingdom Hearts podcast.
I should. Oh my God. I should. I was like, of course I remember you. What are you talking about? But yeah, I think that like Naminé, at the point we meet her, is very much struggling with those same things, because Naminé, when we meet her, is maybe like a month old.
Yeah.
Maybe not even a month old.
Days.
Potentially days old. And so, you know, Sora goes into Castle Oblivion and starts to have memories of this girl. And we see, again, Naminé for the first time in this like beautiful, basically all white room with very limited furniture, this weird like glass crystal ball, which I think about all the time.
Yeah. It's interesting because it is designed like the hallways of Castle Oblivion.
Yes.
But it's the only one that has any furniture or any personalization at all.
I know.
I don't know. It like really makes it unique, even though it's the same aesthetic as the rest of the castle.
100%. Yeah, it's so very much her room.
Yeah.
And one of the most striking images, I would say, is this plushie of Naminé with little angel wings in a bird cage in her room.
That's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
Marluxia, what the fuck?
I know. It's fucked up. Also, Naminé, very angel coded.
Yes.
Like super angelic. She's got this very like, I would say like pale yellow hair, piercing blue eyes, white dress, pale skin, beautiful light blue sandals. Like, and it's such a nice little touch of little bit of beach.
It's a
just
little
a
bit
little
of
bit
Kyrie.
of beach, just a little bit of Kyrie.
But it's also, and we'll talk about this a bunch in future episodes, it takes her a long time to get to that beach.
100%.
She's wearing sandals with no beach.
No! Oh my God. And it's like one of those things where it's like, why do I wear these?
Yeah.
And she doesn't know why.
Exactly.
Oh God. Okay, so, you know, as you explore Castle Oblivion, you're getting more and more flashes of Naminé. Naminé's experience of Castle Oblivion is pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's really horrifying.
Yes.
She is surrounded by 3 adults who are really just shit to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them, I'll keep asking it, what does she want?
I don't know. So predominantly Naminé interacts with Axel, Larxene, and Marluxia in Chain of Memories and Castle Oblivion. Axel being her sort of morally gray protector / antagonizer. I think he likes to push her, but in a way for her to take action. He almost, I feel like he wants to see what she can do with autonomy.
Yeah, Axel, I think this is a thing I come back to with Axel.
Yeah.
Axel is fundamentally on the side that screw their origins, screw what their nature is supposed to be. Nobodies are people. And they get to behave like people, and they deserve personhood.
Yes.
And so Axel's on this mission to sort of sabotage Marluxia and Larxene, right? But he says, the thing I want to do to make that happen is let Naminé go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, and so then we've got Larxene and Marluxia. Larxene's...
This pair...
Whoo boy. I mean,
have so much to say about this pair, but not today.
Yeah, we'll have to... I mean, does Larxene deserve her own episode? Not even in terms of content, but in terms of malice.
Oh, because she's a bad person?
She does deserve her own episode, but she is awful. There's something so specific about an older woman antagonizing a younger woman. Like, even if Larxene isn't, like, technically much older than Naminé is in terms of nobody-ness.
Yes, I agree. She is much older than Naminé in that, like, Naminé doesn't really have memories of being Kyrie, so her memories start at days old.
Yes.
Whereas Larxene has memories from 300 years ago in the age of fairy tales, so she's a lot older than Naminé.
She's got maturity, but like...
No, she doesn't.
Oh, sorry. No, she's got maturity in terms of, like, she's been around a while,
yes, but
right?
maturity is one thing Larxene does not have.
No, she's the most immature, cruel... Like, she's a bad person.
Yeah.
And when she interacts with Naminé, it's usually in this, like, sorry, this is going to sound so fucked up. It's like when an older woman calls, like, a younger woman, like, a slut. You know?
Yeah.
Like, a harlot slut, you know?
It's really iconic of, like, aren't women supposed to support each other?
Yeah. And she's like, you're actually, like, Larxene literally says at one point to Naminé, it's like, underneath that angelic face, you're actually, like, evil. Like,
oh my God.
I know. It's bad. She, like, tucks her little chin with her finger. Like, it's just like she's doing wicked stepmother everywhere, all over the place.
Is that in Chain of Memories?
That's in Chain of Memories. In Rechain, they animate it. Like, and Naminé has the most cherubic little face in Chain of Memories, or in Rechain of Memories. Like the CG, because what's happening model wise is Naminé has the same face as Kairi. Like, but there's something about the way that Naminé's hair and her coloring like just adds to this angelic thing. Like, she looks so innocent, and she's so small, and her posturing is always like she's like shrinking.
And one thing that Rechain of Memories benefits from is that they put her in 2, and then they could be like, okay, now let's de-age her from there.
Yes, exactly. So in Chain of Memories, the more that Naminé appears to Sora, it's typically in a context where Sora is getting like more and more gaslit, and Larxene takes advantage of that to again manipulate Sora further. And so when Naminé does get an opportunity to escape thanks to Axel and appears to him in Destiny Islands, that is kind of her first act of independence, maybe in her entire life. Like, there's moments of defiance where she, tries to break Axel's heart with her magic. Yeah. But, like, that seems to be the first moment where she's like, I am doing something really bad here.
Well, yes. I would argue that it's not because she's still being manipulated by Axel. Like, true. Axel did let her go.
That's true.
But this brings up an interesting thought that I want to run.
Yeah.
What do you think happened before Sora got there? Like, what do you think they told her to get her to be like, was it like, if you use your magic, we may be cruel, but we can find you some friends?
I think it's worse than that. I think because when Roxas first awakens, he's kind of like slightly nonverbal, right? And like a little bit like figuring out how legs work, and like they all have. Shion's the same way, where I think like for the first 8 days, Shion doesn't speak at all, right?
Yeah, that might have more to do with Shion's unique structure as a different thing than a nobody, but I hear you.
Yeah, I think that Naminé probably like woke up and they were like
all Bambi legs.
Yeah, all Bambi legs, and Axel, Marluxia, and Larxene were like, "Hey, so you have this very special power. You might be the most special person in the world, but it's really dangerous, actually, that you can do this. And so we need to protect you, but we need your help. And we need you to do this thing for us. There's this boy, and he's really important. And actually, he could be really important to you if you do this for us." Like, I think it's just like all this kind of weird like double speak of like, you are bad or you were born wrong. Ugh. And the way for you to right that is by helping us with this thing.
Ew.
Because if you don't have any knowledge of anything, you'll believe anything.
Yeah. Oof.
I know. It's gross.
That.
I will say this too. Like, there's a lot of dicey manipulation stuff going on with Naminé.
Well, Chain of Memories entirely.
But yeah, I think that there's so much to be said about manipulation of young people by older people. And in the uncomfortable process we talk about with all of these games, at least in Arc 1, of the messy process of childhood into teenhood into adulthood. I think part of that process is like deciding which adults you can trust, or at a certain point, if too many adults have failed you, deciding you can't trust any adults and what you have to do in that process afterwards.
I agree. Can I even extend that into Arc 2?
Yeah, probably.
Master of Masters is another guy just like that.
You're right.
And they didn't have to tell us that yet, but they have in Kingdom Hearts Keyback Cover, which came bundled with games that were in the ramp up to Kingdom Hearts 3. Like,
yes,
it's important.
It's the hype machine game. It's the get excited, it's happening.
Yeah, so like the same manipulation tactics of which adults to trust is continuing.
You're right. So I think that for Naminé specifically has a really bad run of adults in her life. In Chain of Memories, she, is dealing with these 3 organization members. Marluxia especially, like, when he touches her shoulder, she, like, flinches.
Yeah.
And there's a point where Larxene like bitch slaps her across the face and she like flies across the room. Jeez. The physical abuse that Naminé deals with, I think, is pretty harrowing. And so by the end of Chain of Memories, when Sora has rescued her and she has to put his memories back together, I rewatched this scene. The way that Naminé positions this choice, I find really complicated. Yeah. So at the end of the game, and it's not like a narrative choice game where you get to choose, right? No. It's just a moment that Naminé positions this question. And so like Naminé has over the course of this game been manipulating Sora's memories and has been supplanting herself as this important person in his life to the point where she erases the existence of Kairi. To make herself the most important person to Sora. And Sora's all in on that.
Yeah.
There's a point where Marluxia tells Naminé to erase all of Sora's memories and just start over from scratch because it's, the experiment's wrong. We need to start over. And Naminé refuses because that would probably really fuck up Sora.
Yeah. Well, and to erase all of his memories would also be to erase the memories that she put in there of her, which became important to her as well.
Yes, because they're like the first formative experiences she theoretically had.
Yeah, they sort of, in her first days of existence, like took her by the base of the skull, made her look at him and go, that boy, make him fall in love with you.
Yep. And
how is she supposed to feel about that?
And how do you not fall in love with him back?
Exactly.
Now, question to you then too. Do you think what Naminé is feeling for Sora is romantic love, or do you think what she's feeling is just this deep need for connection with Sora, and Sora is like the goodest, boyest friend, and therefore it's like, I want him to be my friend and I want him to care about me?
That's hard for me to say. I do think the second one is probably closer to it. But when you're a kid,
it all feels
like love.
Yeah.
It's as you grow, hopefully, that you learn kind of the difference between those things.
Yeah.
But especially when you're a young teen, all of that stuff gets mixed together. So I do think it starts in the way that it does with kids, as like she loves him. She wants to be with him.
Yeah.
I think that part of her growing up through the games is her realizing that like she stole that love and it wasn't really hers and she has to find it genuinely if she wants it.
Yeah.
And she does, fortunately.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that.
Yeah. But so to this choice that she poses, I think this is also an unfortunate moment where Naminé is sort of adopting the language and understanding of the world via 3 manipulative, abusive adults.
Absolutely.
And so she, you've defeated Marluxia. It's the end of the game. And she's like, I can put all your memories back, but you have a choice. You can either remember all of the memories before this castle, or you can erase them forever and only remember your memories from inside this castle. And that's pretty fucked up.
That's pretty fucked up.
And also to put that choice in Sora's hands, she basically hurts her own feelings.
Yes, I think so. Well, and this is the tragedy of Naminé's point of view in this moment, right? Is the only thing she's ever known is this castle. She doesn't understand why Sora would give up other people because she's never known other people who are good.
Yep. Exactly.
She doesn't understand the value of those people to Sora, how much
every
they could.
person she's known sucks except Sora.
Exactly. She doesn't understand how much other people could mean to him. She's like, I'm nice, you're nice, we're the only 2 nice people in existence. Can we be friends? And he says, I actually have other friends.
And he's like, I need you to make me back the way I was. And she is really hurt by that. And like in the CG, she like flinches.
Yeah.
And then kind of turns around. She like processes that.
She flinches, and there's like a little shuddery moment in the same way that happens when she tries to break other people's hearts.
Yeah. Ooh.
Her heart was broken.
Yeah.
She broke her own heart.
She broke her. And like, it's such an interesting moment for me. And I was really surprised watching it back where it's like, Naminé, you already know what you did was wrong. And you kind of want in this moment almost this like validation that it's like actually not that bad when you know for a fact it's that bad.
I think maybe she was hoping that like, again, Sora's the first nice person she's ever met.
Yeah, she's like, maybe he'll forgive me. And he does.
He does, but in a way that involves a lot of work to come back on her part, which is hard. And also like, it is kind of like, oh shoot, I thought I had at least one person when I was running away from my old life, but I have to start from scratch.
I have to start from scratch. And so she, you know, agrees to put his memories back. And I will say this too, like, as they're getting ready to put Sora in the pod, like, Sora does say, he's like, and when we meet again, we'll be friends for real.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, well, I don't know if that's going to happen. He's like, no, I'll come find you. Like, but I guess, again, like, from Naminé's perspective, it's like, it's all she's ever known. Of course, she's going to assume that, like, people are going to leave and never come back.
Yeah.
Like, everyone she knows has died also to a certain extent, or left and never came back.
Yeah, there's kind of only one new person who steps into this scenario, which is Diz.
And Riku.
Right, and Riku.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. Yes,
yeah.
You're right.
But Diz, ooh. Hello. It is I, Mayana, the co-host of Simple and Clean a Kingdom Hearts podcast, here for the last time of the year to, one, thank you so much for listening to Simple and Clean a Kingdom Hearts podcast. The support and reception we've received for the show has really, really warmed both of our hearts. If you can, please leave a review of the show, leave comments if you like what you're hearing, or feedback or other things for us. The reception and the response we've been getting has really, really been keeping us going. And if you want to help us keep the lights on, we've got a Patreon. We're over at Simple and Clean Pod on Patreon. You can get ad-free versions of the episodes here, and you can also get the secret reports where Misha and I are talking about all sorts of different things, including the most recent being we've completed Misha's playthrough of Dispatch and wrapped up with their final thoughts on the experience. So if you want to listen to that and some really fun stuff we've got cooking up in the new year, including some deep dives into Final Fantasy games, anime, other media that's really inspired both of us, you can head over to Simple and Clean Pod on Patreon and sign up for the final mix tier. We truly cannot make this show without you guys. The support we've received has really, really meant a lot to us. So again, if you can support us on there, help us with our research, help us with keeping this sweet little independent show going, it really, really means the world. But again, if you can't support, we know that the holidays can be tough. Leave a comment, leave a review, share the show with a friend, binge the episodes if your visit to family is slightly stressful. We all understand that. I hope y'all are enjoying our last episode of the year. It's a one that's near and dear to my heart. I'm so glad that I get to share it with y'all. Misha and I are going to be taking 2 weeks off from the show to get a little rest and relaxation for ourselves as well. And once again, we are just so, so grateful for the support. As many of you may know, Simple and Clean a Kingdom Hearts podcast is also part of the Multitude Podcast Collective. It is a group of people sharing shows and things they're passionate about. Shows like Join the Party. Join the Party is an actual play podcast with tangible worlds, genre-pushing storytelling, and collaborators who make each other laugh each and every week. GM Eric and emphatic players Amanda, Brandon, and Julia welcome everyone to the table, from longtime TTRPG players to folks who've never touched a role-playing game before. If you enjoyed Dispatch, you'll probably enjoy their current campaign, the drama and excitement of a superhero high school. It's told through the game Masks, and they'll teach you everything about the game that you need to know to enjoy the story. You can also marathon their completed stories, Campaign 3 for a pirate story set in a world of plant and bug folk, the Campaign for a Monster of the Week game set in a weird summer camp, Campaign 2 for another modern superhero game, and Campaign 1 for a high fantasy story. So, what are you waiting for? Pull up a chair and join the party. Search for Join the Party in your podcast app or go to jointhepartypod.com. Again, for the last time this year, thank you so, so much for listening to this show, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your year, and we cannot wait to get into what we have planned for next year. We're about to get into some crazy territory with the games, so I hope you will stick around and join us for that delightfully weird and silly journey. And now, ads by other people, probably. So let's talk about Riku first, because I get really upset when I think about Diz.
Okay.
It started to like dawn on me, and I was like, oh, that sucks. But yeah, so Riku finds her right after she's started this process. And of course, at first, Riku assumes that Naminé is like doing a bad thing. Sora's asleep in the pot, and he's like, what have you done to my boy?
Yes.
Yeah. And so then she pitches to him this decision that we discussed in his Reverse Rebirth episode, which is like, I conceal the darkness in your heart so you never have to deal deal with it ever again. And Riku's like, I think I'm good. Like, thank you, but I think I can make peace with this and move on and embrace it.
Well, I want to just bring back one of my favorite moments from Reverse Rebirth, which is he says, oh, so I'd have to be asleep? Well, then I couldn't make fun of Sora for being asleep, so no thank you.
It's so cute.
It's so funny.
I also think that, like, you know, Naminé and Riku is an interesting conversation.
Yes, well, and that leads into the Naminé and Riku replica conversation.
Yeah, that too.
I think that's going to be part of its own episode.
I think you're absolutely right. So that is for later. But I think that, like, so, you know, Naminé has this conversation with Riku, and then very briefly after that, she seems to be, like, commandeered by Diz. Now... Yeah. So this sucks for a couple reasons.
Well, from the beginning, it's clear that, like, Diz is doing good things for his own reasons that he won't tell you.
Right. But he also has a uniquely challenging relationship with Naminé.
Yeah.
You see it more so in her scenes in 358/2 Days, which is over the course of the year that Naminé is putting these memories back together and Roxas and Shion are fighting to become their own people. It's complicating the process by which Naminé can put Sora's memories back together.
Yes.
And one of the things we see a lot is just conversations she has with Diz about that, where Diz is like almost sort of like making concessions. And it's like, well, maybe he doesn't need those memories, you know, to come back. And she's like, I think he might.
Yeah. I'm the one who put him in the pod and said I'd put him back exactly the way he was. And you're trying to change the terms of that. And that feels bad.
It feels bad. And also, like, he's the one who decides that she's a witch. He's the one who calls her a witch for the first time.
Really?
Yes.
That's not Marluxia?
No, I guess they...
I mean, I'll say this. Diz, who is secretly a wizened scholar of all of these things, should know better.
Yeah. There is a chance Marluxia calls her a witch. She, in Kingdom Hearts 2, says Diz said that of me. So maybe there's some revisionist history there, but... Diz is the one who definitely, like, drives it home that she's a witch. And so she starts to internalize that. Here's the thing. If you're called a witch, what do you think that means about yourself?
Yeah, especially if you don't know anything else. Like, it's
not a good thing to be.
It's not when you say it like that.
Not when you say it like that, exactly.
With a hard W.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting, too, is so as Naminé is finishing the process, which we pick up to in Kingdom Hearts 2, Diz is getting really impatient.
Well, I think he probably can feel the darkness stirring.
Yeah, that's fair.
Diz is a guy who has stood as close to the darkness as possible in order to take revenge on the people who use it fully.
Yeah.
And so I think he can feel like the eddies of darkness stirring as Xemnas gets closer to completing his plan. He can kind of probably feel it.
Yeah, so regardless of that, I don't think Diz is clear with Naminé as to what his concerns are.
No, I mean,
he keeps his plans close to the chest.
He's not telling anybody why he's doing what he's doing until they kind of like force his hand into revealing his identity later.
Yeah, exactly.
When they're closer to solving the problem in like a better way than he was.
Right, exactly. But I think in that process, like literally at a certain point, Diz tells Riku, like, you need to kill Naminé. Like, or it's like she needs to disappear. Like, she's served her purpose. And now it's about time we got rid of her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, he's ruthless in his pursuit of the right thing.
Right, exactly. And so, you know, Riku, who is in service of Diz, kind of basically tells Naminé, like, get out of here, girl. Like, you need to go.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he's not in service of Diz. Riku is smart about it, right?
Yes, he is.
Well, we can talk about this in the 358
yeah,
2 days
100%.
episode. Let's keep it on Naminé, thanks.
So I think, like, so basically between the first series of adults she interacts with and the second series of adults she interacts with, it's just it's not amazing.
It's not great.
It's not a good experience for her. And so I think she starts to internalize the idea that, like, her lot in life is to be a tool of purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sucks when you also combine it with the nobody stuff of, like, 100%. You don't really exist. There's a person who's realer than you.
Yeah, and, like, she has a moment at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2 where she speaks with Roxas, something she has been instructed not to do.
Yeah.
But because Roxas is so adamant in his personhood. He is starting to inspire Naminé in different ways to recognize him as something beyond just the utility for the Sora rehabilitation program. But so there's a moment where she basically, I guess, essentially like summons Roxas into her room inside the abandoned mansion in Twilight Town.
Yeah.
They're like looking in the window, Roxas and Pence.
Yeah.
They're like they're doing ghost story investigations in town.
Yeah. Well, this is not the real Twilight Town.
No,
it's a data Twilight Town.
Yes, it is.
So it's a little more manipulable than real life.
Exactly. So she sort of beckons Roxas into her room, or the data version of her room inside this data version of Twilight Town.
Yeah, she like recreated her room from the castle inside the mansion.
But with a long table for conference room scenes.
Roxas, I'm sure you're wondering why I've gathered you here.
Literally. And so, Roxas sits on one side, Naminé sits on the other side, and she basically explains to him that he's not supposed to exist. And he's like...
That neither of them were supposed to exist.
That neither of them were supposed to exist, correct. And that he's like, how could you say that? She's like, well, it's true. I think it's like, oh, shit. And then Diz shows up and kind of kidnaps her.
Yeah.
And she basically explains to him that it's like, we are half a person. And when we reunite with the people, it doesn't mean we're disappearing. It means we're becoming whole again. Yeah. Which is, it's like, why do you think she says that?
I think because of what she's been told about her nature, she hopes it's true. Because I think she's definitely feeling something missing.
Yeah. More so than many characters, which...
The nobody is nobody.
The nobody is nobody, which brings me to... Misha?
Yeah.
How was Naminé born?
How was Naminé born? This is when it brings you to how was Naminé born?
I think it's important to discuss Kingdom Hearts 2 because the information by which we learn of Naminé's origins is in the secret reports of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Which are written by Diz.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's some stuff in the Ultimania. So I'm compiling several sources for this one.
Whoa.
But basically...
Scholarly.
So... When Kairi's heart left her body,
yes,
she did not become a Heartless because she's a princess of heart and her body and her heart are made of pure light. So the way that Naminé was born was, the fact that Kairi's heart leaves her body, which creates almost like the dotted line shape.
Yeah.
And then when Sora plunged the Keyblade into his heart in Castle Oblivion, his body and his heart fell to darkness because he's not a princess of light.
Right.
And that moment created the soul and body shape for Naminé to exist.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she's kind of the nobody of both of them.
She's basically their daughter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She's kinda their daughter.
Right. Classic Renesmee stuff.
Literally Renesmee kind of stuff. It's like because Kairi lost her heart and then Sora lost his heart, those two things together made Naminé, which is why she doesn't have any memories, because she's technically neither of them.
Right.
But the catalyst for it was Kairi, which is why I guess she has a girl shape rather than a boy shape.
Or because you were right about Sora all along.
Oh! Well, Oscar technically was, but yeah. But yeah, so that's how Naminé got born, which is why she's one of the nobiest nobodies. Sometimes she's referred to as Kairi's shadow.
Yeah.
Because she is literally sort of existing in the margins of Kairi's existence.
Right.
Yeah. So she is the most special. And so I think that's part of the reason also why she has unique control over specifically Sora's memories.
Well, that's definitely right.
Right. Because why wouldn't she have control over Kairi's memories? Because it
wasn't Kairi's moment that created her. It was Sora's.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 2/3 Sora, 1/3 Kairi. Not literally that, but basically that.
That's so interesting to think about that, is Sora's fall the only time that happened that created multiple beings out of it?
Well, because theoretically that moment created Roxas, Naminé, theoretically Xion.
I think Xion was made slightly later.
Yeah.
But it made Sora's little shadow heartless.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Roxas of it, and that has something to do, I'm sure, with the boys and the girl inside that boy that Ventus was hiding in there.
Oh yeah.
That because he had Kyrie's heart and Ventus's heart and his own inside himself, that like that's why it spawned multiple things when they all fell at the same time.
Yep.
So interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And I mean, I will say this. It is, that moment alone is one of the most iconic moments in any Kingdom Hearts game ever. Like,
yeah, they really took that as the catalyst for like all of the lore that comes after it.
It really spawns so many implications. And so that's Naminé in terms of that, how she got born. And so when she's like dealing with Roxas and dealing with all of this stuff, she at this point has, you know, her Castle Oblivion memories, a year of her own memories.
In which she was sort of forced into service with Diz.
Yep.
Because she felt guilty about a thing she did before.
Correct. And also he's not weaponizing that, but not weaponizing that.
He's kind of like, can I use what you were doing for them against them?
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. The other question I have for you is, because we were in Data Twilight Town and stuff, did the pod move? Or did they build around the pod? Like, how did the pod? Because the Donald and Goofy pods are in a different room.
Right.
So did they get them on a crane?
Yeah, I think so. In the realm of light, in like the real world, Twilight Town, there is a machine that like lets you transport yourself into the data world.
Yes, there is.
Maybe they like
looks like a shower.
Yeah. I think they might have pushed the pods into there. And like to hide them inside the data world.
Yeah.
That won't be the only time we've tried to hide important people and things inside of data worlds so that other people can find them.
Oh my God.
We're going to come back to that.
It's insane. So Naminé, you know, beckons to Roxas, gives him this information. It's towards the end of the prologue of Kingdom Hearts 2 where Roxas is about to basically make the ultimate sacrifice in a lot of ways so that Sora can come back. Sora comes back. He wakes up. He has, the journal is empty except for a note on the first page which says "Thank Naminé," which he has no idea what it means.
Yeah, who's that?
I know. To know on some level, and Naminé must have figured this, is like he's going to wake up and he's going to read that. And that name's not going to mean anything to him. And it didn't. And it didn't.
Yep.
And then he moves through the game not knowing that. And
yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada. And then Naminé is dealing with her own, like, it's interesting. Kyrie and Naminé are both dealing with their own versions of being in the midst of this conflict and being sort of tossed around to the winds of it.
Yeah. And it's towards the later bits of Kingdom Hearts 2 where like Kyrie's sort of in that prison cell in the world that never was, and Naminé's also kind of up in there. And like the two of them look at each other like they're really like sisters on the battlefield too. Yeah.
And Naminé, I think this is where she starts to really shine in terms of defiance. Like she breaks Kyrie out. They hold hands and run, little girly run down a ramp. And it's adorable. And like this is where she does the ultimate thing, which is like, okay, it's time for me to now reunite with Kyrie. Like it's time for us to become whole again. And she does it.
That's even harder, I think, than what Naminé did, because at least with Roxas, there was clear evidence in front of everyone that Sora was incomplete without Roxas, and by extension, Xion. Kyrie and Naminé are fully standing next to each other. They look fine.
They're fine. And it doesn't seem to me like the reality will break or well, I guess
the story doesn't present Kyrie as though she's missing something.
No,
the
never
way
does.
that it does with Sora.
Yeah, which is interesting. It's kind of like one of the first feminism for the win moments.
Why can't there just be two girls?
Yeah, why can't there just be two girls? But yeah, she you know, deals with all this shit with Diz. She makes it to the end, and then right before the final conflict, she and Kyrie reunite and form into one being.
Yeah.
And that, she does it so bravely. She's ready.
Yeah.
And I think it's also, Naminé has sat in the reality for longer than Roxas has.
Yes.
She's sat in the reality pretty much the entire time she's existed, that she is not supposed to exist.
Yeah.
And that she's doing a bunch of things for these nefarious purposes that she doesn't fully understand, but she knows that she can do them and that they're valuable. And it also makes me wonder, like, if you're that lonely, is it better than disappearing to be in service of these people who are doing these evil plans you don't understand? Is that better? Probably not.
No. And I think that's not how Naminé thinks about that. Mm-hmm. I don't think she thinks she's disappearing.
No, she thinks of it as returning home.
Yeah, and all she wants is to be a part of other people's lives.
She's so lonely.
Yeah.
She's so lonely. And she wants to be with friends and she wants to be with people. And so coming back to Kairi, I think is probably, like it's the right thing for her.
Yeah. I think that decision comes out of the trauma and comes out of the damage, but I think it's also like, what she needs and is right in that moment. I mean, ultimately she doesn't have to, it seems, and still decides to do it. So it's what she decides that she wants.
Yeah.
And that's really the freedom she's not had the whole time. So,
and it's sad that the freest acts she has are acts typically in service of other people and other agendas.
Well, can I say then that like that's why the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2 is awesome?
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
After the end fight, they come back to Destiny Islands and Kairi and Sora reunite, and then we get that moment of like seeing Roxas and Naminé reunite at the same time, like. And there's a scene before this too, right? Like, or like when they're reuniting or something, where like Roxas and Naminé are like
standing next to each other, ethereal Jedi Force Ghost vibes.
But more so in the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2, where you're like, oh yeah, and they're there, and they're still there. They're actually still alive in there.
Yes,
like she persisted beyond that sacrifice. Roxas persists beyond that sacrifice too. Like they're still here.
And the idea too with that is that anytime Sora and Kairi are together, it means that Roxas and Naminé are also together.
Yeah.
Which really muddies the waters in the fact that Roxas is in love with Shion. And Naminé might be in love with Riku or Riku Replica.
Yeah. I think it does end up sorting out that way.
It does end up sorting out that way. Like, we don't know that at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2.
No, we don't. No. Well, we don't know about Shion at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 either, because that came out later.
We don't. It's a nice moment in the fact that these two people who were afraid of, or who were confused or didn't understand what was on the other side of this choice that they would ultimately have to make, and there was really only one right answer, that it wasn't the dark, scary thing that they probably assumed it was going to be.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Right.
Why wouldn't you assume that nullifying your existence to become part of someone else would be terrifying?
Exactly.
We're recording this the week after Pluribus just started, and that seems equal parts nice and terrifying too.
Oh, God. It's on the mind.
So I agree that, like, their faith in the goodness of that sacrifice is rewarded.
Absolutely. And so then we move into Kingdom Hearts 3. She also appears as a vision in Sora's dream in the world that never was in Dream Drop Distance.
Right. She appears in Sora's dream.
It's like a nightmare illusion. Yeah.
Sure. But that game is about sort of accessing the things in your dreams that you may have lost along the way.
Absolutely. And then Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes.
This is the craziest shit. And I, for a while, thought it was fake. I thought it was like a fan animation.
Oh.
So Naminé doesn't exist, or like she's gone now. Like she's part of Kairi.
She's part of Kairi, and what we learn, specifically in Kingdom Hearts 3, is that like during that year, she grew a heart, but she gave her body back, so her heart remains.
Yes.
And that's what's inside Kairi's heart.
Yes.
There's a girl inside that girl.
There's a girl inside that girl. And isn't there a girl inside every girl when you think about it? Anyway.
True, bestie. Screaming from the rooftops.
Yeah. But so when Sora goes to heaven.
Yep. The final world.
Yeah. One of the little star beings is Naminé.
Yeah.
That he talks to.
Got it.
And she's like, oh, I think I'll just stay here and I think this is where I'm supposed to be. And Sora's like, no, you need to come back. Like, we need you down there.
Naminé.
Yeah. I know. And he's like, we would miss you. Kairi would miss you. I would miss you. Donald and Goofy would miss you. We care about you. And so then at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, we have established over the course of the game that there are these like replica body shells.
Yeah.
That are like clones, but they're also like robots. They're shells they're like mechs. They're like heart mechs.
Yeah,
basically.
they're humanoid heart mechs.
Yes, made up potentially out of gummy material.
We'll have to come back to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like over the course of Kingdom Hearts 3, they're trying to convince Vexen, who invented these things,
Yes.
to sort of like double cross Xehanort and like give them a replica body on the sly so they can bring Roxas back for the fight.
For the fight. And he rolls up and it's a big surprise and nobody was expecting it.
Oh my God,
it's very
so
cool.
awesome.
It's so fucking sick.
It's one of my favorite moments of Kingdom Hearts 3 when Roxas appears.
It's so sick. And is that only in the Remind? Or is that in regular Kingdom Hearts 3?
No, that's in regular Kingdom Hearts 3.
Cool.
That's like the culmination of the Shion fight in the Keyblade Graveyard.
Hell yeah. It's
so
fucking
good.
rocks. It's so sick. And so now that we have this established, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, we're seeing everybody's happy endings.
Mm-hmm.
And we cut to a science lab and a chair. And Naminé is in the chair.
Yeah.
And she has a body.
Yeah. Well, I think they say that towards the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 too.
Yes.
It's like, oh, and if this works for this, we could also bring Naminé back.
Yep. And they're like, great, no question, let's do it. And the craziest part, this is why I thought this wasn't real, is Naminé walks out of this castle and the Lexaeus, like what is the human version of Lexaeus?
Sure.
Right? Like he's there as a knight in his little old garb, and there's another, and so
Zaldin is also there.
Zaldin, that's what, yes. And she walks down these stairs. And the like OG gummy ship, like the red orange with the pokey triangular
with
point,
all of the ray tracing available in the Unreal Engine,
rolls up and like rose petals are like flying in the background, and Riku hops out and like hands a hand out like he did in Kingdom Hearts 1 to Sora, but he reaches out for Naminé.
Yeah.
And she takes his hand, and it's really like, I mean, it's basically coded that this is a romantic kind of moment. Like,
yeah,
it feels like a romantic moment.
You're right, which is so weird because now that I look back on it, like, how much interaction did Riku and Naminé do?
They had Reverse Rebirth.
The very end of Reverse Rebirth and 358 by 2 days, they're working together.
So they spent a fair bit of time together during that we don't necessarily see.
Right. Is there any romantic implication in 358?
Not really.
Right.
But I would say it's more so in the fact that like Diz tells Riku to like get rid of Naminé, and instead he doesn't do that, and instead tells her like, this is your chance to escape. Kind of
that just
thing.
seems like a normal thing to tell to a person who's about to die.
I know. Yeah. It was one of those things where I was like, did I miss something? Like,
yeah. Well, there's plenty of implication that the Riku replica is in love with Naminé.
Yes.
But like, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, we established that the Riku Replicas is kind of his own guy. Oh, that's what it is, actually. When they defeat Riku Replica
in Kingdom Hearts 3,
he tells Riku to take care of Naminé.
Oh.
So he's actually fulfilling a promise to the replica.
Okay.
We got to replay Kingdom Hearts 3.
We do. I know. I have to. I mean, yeah. We got a lot of games to get through.
So many.
Oh, my God. And Remind, which I'd never played. I never played Remind.
Maybe we could play it together and make some content out of it.
That sounds fun. Because I'm not very good at combat, so we can both be bad together. But yeah, so that's like Naminé's last appearance. Is the last moments we see with Naminé, which I think is actually really lovely.
Yeah,
is she gets a body, something she probably assumed nobody would ever like. The fact that she comes back after she assumed that, okay, like my life and my existence is I do manipulative bad things. People tell me I'm a witch. The one person I care about in the world doesn't really care about me in the same way, and that's okay, and that's fine. And I work on that for a while. And then I work for this man who won't really tell me about the plan and won't really give me any information and keeps telling me I'm a witch. Yep. And her lot in life is, to be sort of used for this one singular purpose, the one thing she's good at.
Yeah.
And to kind of never really have friends. Like Donald and Goofy and Sora tell her they're friends and they look for her, but they don't really remember her.
But they don't ever get to like just hang out on the docks at Destiny Islands and like build a boat together.
No. And Riku and her have the relationship and the dynamic they have. But it's still like all of it's so heavy and so like purpose oriented that it never really feels like we never really get to see moments of Naminé having fun, except for the one part at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, then in Kingdom Hearts 3 when they're all together.
Yeah, where they're building sandcastles.
Yeah. But I think that so then for her reward, after all of that really harrowing stuff with no real, like, there's moments of kindness, but no real cathartic thing. That she gets to come back and that she gets to be with Riku and she gets to be with everybody and she gets to have friends and be cared for and be a person. That's great.
It's really nice.
I'm happy for her.
Me too.
And she gets such a bad way of it. Like,
yeah, honestly, like, I almost hope she isn't in Kingdom Hearts 4 because I hope she's not anywhere near the conflict. I hope that she's just like building sandcastles on the beach or something.
Yeah.
Like, she deserves it. She earned a rest.
She did. From the moment she was born, she's been working.
From the day she arrived on this planet and blinking stepped into the sun.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And she's been traumatized the whole time.
The entire time. And she's constantly dealing with people who either manipulate and abuse her or who she's manipulating and abusing to a certain extent. And then when she finally can move on from that point in her life, it's just repairing all the damage she did. Yeah. Damage she didn't want to do.
Damage somebody told her was her only purpose to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And really, I presumably internalizing this guilt about it.
Yeah.
And responsibility and obligation. Again, something that she does not deserve to carry, nor is her fault. To then go from that into immediately like, all right, and now my responsibility is to fulfill the final part of my purpose, which is to reunite with this person who people do care about and who is important.
Yeah.
And then she does that unflinchingly. And then she gets to have her own life, finally.
So I hope she does.
I hope
so
she
stays far away from anything bad that's happening in Kingdom Hearts 4. Let Naminé chill 2025.
Just give our girl a break.
Just give our girl a break.
Yeah, that's Naminé.
The bad stuff she did was bad, but like, you can't wallow in the badness your entire existence or you'll never really be a complete person.
Yeah, she has to give herself the permission. And she has to learn the language to give herself the permission. Like, nobody gave her that. Except for Sora. Sora gave her that.
Yeah.
Sora gave her that.
I love her so much. Like, I want to see her in the background of cutscenes in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yes.
And I want to see a slice of life OVA where she's just chilling.
We're doing this at the end of the year, and I hope we're all doing an OVA where we're just chilling.
Seriously, I think, the same way Naminé deserves a break, I think you earned a break, Mayana. I think I earned a break.
We all earned a break.
Yeah.
Everybody earned a break.
I hope everybody has a good break.
I hope so too. And I hope that if you have an opportunity over your break, you play some of these games.
Yeah.
And
Christmas break, holiday break, great time to get into a really long story-intensive video game.
It's cozy. It's 'tis the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Naminé. I love her so much. She will always carry a special place in my heart, partially because of the time that I found her and just because she's got this unique experience in these games, and I have a well of empathy for her. So thank you for letting me talk about her.
I was looking forward to this episode, so I'm really glad we could end the year strong on it.
Me too.
Do you want to end the year strong with one last message in a bottle before we go?
Oh my gosh, yes, I would love a message in a bottle.
We got a message from Kevin.
Ooh, Kevin.
He says, loving your stuff. This show is super well thought out and gives great perspective. Thank you.
Aww.
It has never been mentioned, but I always thought Brave would be a fun world, and having Merida be a party member like Rapunzel would be really fun.
Oh, that's great.
I absolutely agree. I think Brave was a big omission from Kingdom Hearts 3. I think they might have held it back to save space for Rapunzel World.
I could see that. And also, like, if you've got your Pixar coin and you can only cash your one Pixar coin, they cashed it with Toy Story.
And Monsters, Inc.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I think big omission.
Ooh, that's a great point.
Well, and Kevin, one of the things I'm looking forward to in the new year is having an episode where we talk about what we want to see in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Brave was on my list of the many worlds
really?
I want to see in Kingdom Hearts. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I think it's a classic ad. I think Mordew would make a really sick heartless bear.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I think Brave World would be so sick, and it's but one of the many worlds I would like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4, and I know that's true of you as well.
Yes.
So,
amazing. Oh, my God. I love a message in a bottle. Yay.
Yeah.
Wow. It's the end of the year. We did it, Misha.
We did it.
We made it.
we made this show this year. So that
I know.
was pretty cool.
So thank you all for listening to it. Thank you for letting me talk about Naminé and for letting us talk about all the Kingdom Hearts things. Mm-hmm. Thank you for sending us lovely messages. Please send more. And I hope you have a beautiful holiday season and celebrate with people who care about you and love you, and hug all your friends and your family, and all the people who you care about.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves a little hug. And give Naminé a break.
Give Naminé a break. And we'll see you guys in January 2026.
Oh my God. What could happen?
That's how you want to leave them?
No, I don't. See you all in the new year. And for the last time this year, into next year, may your heart be your guiding key. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.